Welcome to Geography Nuts. We explore the world and learn about one country at a time. Today we are going to look at St. Lucia. Are you ready? Let's go! It is the quintessential island paradise with majestic mountains, lush green rainforest, hypnotizing blue-green waters of the Caribbean Sea, and the white, soft, sandy beaches. The island's landscape, people, customs, and cuisine intertwine to make the island paradise a heaven on earth. Did you know St. Lucia is one of the two countries to be named after a woman? And St. Lucia is the first one. It is named after Saint Lucy of Syracuse. The other country is Ireland. St. Lucia is an island country in the eastern Caribbean Sea. It is part of the Windward Island in the Lesser Antilles archipelagos. It is located northeast of St. Vincent, northwest of Barbados, and south of Martinique. The country St. Lucia's territory includes one large island, St. Lucia, and 20 smaller inlets, keys, and other small islands. Most notable one is Pigeon Island, but it's not really an island anymore as it is connected to the mainland in 1972 by the dirt excavated from the Rodney Bay Marina. St. Lucia, the main island, is divided into 11 quarters for administrative purposes. One of them is Castries. This is where you will find the capital and the largest city of St. Lucia, Castries. Yes, same name as the quarter. It is one of the largest settlements in the Windward Islands. It was built on reclaimed land. Gros Islet is another major town and a famous tourist hotspot. It has the airport that services regional air. Soufriere is another tourism hotspot, home to St. Lucia's famous landmark, the twin sharp-rising volcanic peak, the Pitons. Vieux-Fort is another famous little town. It is home to the only international airport of St. Lucia. Have you noticed all these town names are French, but it almost sound like English? You will understand the reason behind it when we look at the history. But we are not going to go to history now. First, look at a country's flag, coat of arms, geography, climate. Then we will go to history, demography, culture, and the economy. So we can understand and appreciate St. Lucia a little bit better. Let's start with flag. This is St. Lucia's flag. The beautiful blue represents the seas and the sky around the islands. The black and white colors represent the harmonious relationship between the black and white people of the island. The two triangles represent the two volcanic peaks of St. Lucia called Pitons. The yellow color represents the prosperity and the sunshine over the island. The triangle also represents unity. I do like their flag. It's simple, easy to draw, and easily recognizable. Do you like this flag? Let me know in the comment. This is the coat of arms. The blue shield is divided by two bamboo sticks, symbolizing the African heritage brought in by the slaves. The upper left and lower right quarters have Tudor rose, representing English heritage. The fleur-de-lis on the upper right and lower left quarters represent French history. On top of the shield, a hand holding the torch with golden flames. The torch is a beacon that lights the path of the future. Either side of the shield, St. Lucia's parrot, native and endemic to the island. The ribbons below the shield displays the national motto, the land, people, and light. This coat of arms represents St. Lucia's heritage very well. Now let's move on to
Geography.
St. Lucia is the second largest volcanic island in the Windward Island chain with a total area of about 617 square kilometers. This includes the one large island and other small islands. One of the small notable islands is Maria Island. It's a nature reserve. St. Lucia is more mountainous than the other Caribbean countries. The highest point is Mount Kimi on the central mountain range that bisect the country along north to south. The island two most famous landmarks are the twin peaks of Gros Piton and Petit Piton, located on the southwestern side of the island. Near Petit Piton, you can visit a boiling sulfur spring in a crater of an ancient volcano. Water in the spring is about 170 degrees Celsius and it creates the large plume of steam. This is the only drive-in volcano in the world. The largest river is Roseau River with a drainage area of about 48 square kilometers. There are no notable natural lakes. However, John Compton Dam on the Roseau River creates the reservoir for municipal water supply. Many small streams flow from the mountains through the fertile lowland and valleys and empty into Atlantic Ocean or the Caribbean Sea. The island is well known for its soft sandy beaches. Some of them are even black volcanic sand, and its magnificent natural harbors. Forest covers about 77% of St. Lucia. As a result, even though it's such a small country, it has a great variety of plants and animal life. You can find many varieties of orchids and exotic plants growing wild in rainforest. Even the roadsides are covered in wildflowers. It is also home to many reptiles. Some of them are endemic to the island. All in all, it's a beautiful country. No one can argue that. Now let's go check out St. Lucia has a tropical climate moderated by northeast trade wind and experience pleasant weather year-round. Average annual temperature ranges between 26 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Celsius at sea level and drops to about 13 degrees Celsius in higher mountains. The island receives quite a bit of rainfall, particularly in the higher mountains. It's about 2000 millimeters. Rainy season is between June and December. As far as the severe weather is concerned, hurricanes are the cause of most damage. However, St. Lucia has been spared in the past. Hurricane Thomas in 2010 claimed 7 lives and destroyed many farms. Before that was Hurricane Allen in 1980, killed 6 people and destroyed about 1,500 homes. Based on the archaeological study, St. Lucia was first settled by Arawak Indians in around 200 AD and they named the island Luanalo. I'm not sure if I'm saying this name right, but it means Island of Iguanas. Then the more aggressive Carib came into the island in around 800 AD and they killed Arawak men and assimilated Arawak women into their society and called the island Cunera, which means there where iguanas are found. Apparently, this island had a lot of iguanas then and still do. Christopher Columbus may have seen this island during his 4th voyage in 1502, but he didn't mention this island on his log. However, Juan de la Cosa noted this island on his map of 1500, calling it the island of El Falcon. Spanish didn't settle this island, but late in the 1550s, a French pirate, Francisco Leclerc, set up a camp on Pigeon Island and attacked passing ships. But St. Lucia was remained unsettled by Europeans until an English ship was blown off course on its way to Guyana and ended up in St. Lucia. The 67 people from the ship started a settlement. Initially, the Carib welcomed the new settlers, but later on, after knowing the intent of the settlers, Carib attacked, so the settlers fled the island. During the period of colonialism, Carib continued to fight and stopped multiple attempts of settlement by French, English and the Dutch. Then in 1651, French West India Company purchased the land from Carib to develop St. Lucia as a French colony. English opposed the plan and sent men to attack and take control of the island. But in 1666, the French West India Company regained the control of the island and St. Lucia became a French colony in 1674. African slaves were brought into the island to work in the sugar plantation. This made St. Lucia even more attractive. During the 17th and 18th century, the island changed ownership or declared a neutral territory at least a dozen times. Throughout all the changes, a small French settlement remained on the island well into the 18th century. British got control of the island in 1803. Many of the rebel slaves escaped into the thick rainforest and established a community now known as the Maroons. Slavery continued short time after that. British officially secured the island in 1814 as part of the Treaty of Paris. Slavery was finally abolished in 1836. St. Lucia was part of the West Indies Federation between 1958 and 62. When that dissolved, it joined the West Indies Associated State with an internal self-government in 1967. St. Lucia was one of the last European colonies to declare independence in 1979 and now has a thriving, peaceful economy and independent government. St. Lucia's history will explain the country's demography and culture. Let's go look at
people and culture.
St. Lucia's population is about 182,000. Most of them live in small towns around coastal areas. The interior is sparsely populated due to dense forest. More than a third of the population live in district of Castries. 2010 census report St. Lucia's population is mainly African descent at 85%. Mixed population is about 11%. Other groups account for about 2%, including Indo-Caribbeans. European descent account for 1%. Other unspecified groups account for about 1%. Christianity is the main religion. About 92% of St. Lucians are Christians. Rastafarians account for 2%. Remaining 6% of the people follow many other religions including Hinduism, Baha'i, Judaism and Buddhism. English is the official language. However, 95% of the population speak French Creole, called patois. Roughly 20% of the population doesn't even speak English. This is due to their history as a French colony. St. Lucia's culture is a confluence of Caribbean, African, English and French cultures. As a result, you can experience an exquisite blend of food, music and traditions. Festival ranges from weekly street jump-ups to fish fries to rich cultural celebration to vibrant music festivals. The Jazz Festival attracts huge crowd and top international talents. Atlantic Rally for Cruises, a transatlantic sailing competition, begin in Europe and end in St. Lucia. It is the largest transoceanic sailing race in the world and attracts about 200 boats. Mercury Fest is the ultimate beach party and one of the most anticipated events of the summer. French Creole Heritage Month is October and celebrate rich and diverse culture of ethnic and artistic heritage. St. Lucia has 2 Nobel Prize winners and claimed the title as the country with most Nobel Prize laureates per capita. Cricket and football are the most popular sports in St. Lucia. Tennis is growing in popularity now. St. Lucia's national dish is green figs and saltfish. Popular dessert is turnover, made with sweetened coconut cream. Other popular dishes include bouillon, cow heel soup, curried meat, grilled fish, and lobsters. Roseau Valley is famous for its excellent rums. Apparently, it has over 12 varieties.
Economy.
St. Lucia was once a single crop agriculture economy. Now it is supported by tourism and banking. Tourism is the biggest industry and main source of jobs, income and foreign exchange. Account for about 65% of the GDP of 2.8 billion. GDP per capita is just over 15,000 US dollars, which is 8th highest in the Caribbean. Agriculture was once the biggest industry, now contribute to less than 2% of the GDP, but still account for about 10% of the jobs. Bananas, mangoes, coconut and avocado are grown for export. St. Lucia is known for its high-end luxury resort. Over 1 million people visit the island each year, most of them by luxury cruise ships. The Berth 1 port expansion helped increase the visitors to the island. Most visitors are from United States, United Kingdom, Canada and France. Obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic has hit the tourism industry extremely hard and is recovering now. These numbers are from 2019 and before. The island has one of the most diverse and well-developed manufacturing industry in the Eastern Caribbean and a small technology sector. St. Lucia attracts foreign businesses and investors with its educated and skilled workforce and relatively stable political status. The largest investment to date is by Hess Oil. They built a petroleum storage and transshipment terminal. St. Lucia's currency is Eastern Caribbean dollar, a regional currency shared by members of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. It is pegged at $1 US is equal to 2.7 Eastern Caribbean dollar. St. Lucia also accepts United States dollar. Hope you enjoyed learning about St. Lucia's history, people, culture, economy, their geography. It's an amazing country. The next country that I'm going to look at is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you like to learn about the countries around the world, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification and like this video. And thank you for watching. If you are watching all this way, I really appreciate your support. Thank you.